it's interesting in that, when we started this, almost 20 years ago, things like social media didn't exist.
Right.
And so relationship marketing back then worked well. And it's been interesting that just in the last couple years here in Minnesota, even though you have this social media piece, that still, it's kind of like that grassroots, build a relationship with one other business,
right.
How that has evolved and helped us grow our business really almost solely like with one business we've worked with up here, a high-end home store.
Getting FaceTime with people.
Well, because then now social media just makes it that much easier because now they can share the love about us with all of their people. Super easy with social media.
And they're more motivated to do that because they know you personally.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a big believer. So let's take the basic concept of relationship display because it can mean different things. Okay,
relationship display,
relationship marketing. So one of those ways I would say a basic way you could look at it is getting a display in a store who has the same clients. If you're a wedding photographer, that means providing images to maybe a florist or somebody else, a wedding gown, store that you have a relationship with somebody that you have the exact same clients. You're going to do things to help them. They're going to do things to help you. You're kind of scratching each other's back, right? There's benefits for both of you, and the risk is very low. And so for me...
Why is the risk very low?
Well, it really at the most, take the example of, it's the cost of whatever I'm putting on display there. That's my financial cost. So if that's an album, if that's some prints, and it's my time, to build that relationship, but that's pretty minimal. I mean...
So is the risk really low relative to the potential gain?
Right. Because what worst thing that happens is you approach somebody about doing a display. They say no. Okay. Never even happens. They say yes. You try something out. Again, worst thing that happens is you don't get much business from it. The best thing that could happen is you get a ton of business from it. And really, again, your cost was your time to, maybe help promote their business on social media. Maybe it's sending out an email blast or putting something on Facebook. It's the cost of putting some sort of imagery in their store, or providing them, maybe it's providing them images of you're photographing the bridal gowns. I've done that before for a bridal gown company, or maybe it's just photographing the owner's kids for their family portraits.
So for the bridal gown company, I was just thinking, use that as an example. Is that twofold or even threefold? If you're having, so you solicit the bridal gown company, right? And say, I can do this. And you have a portfolio or something that you can show them to give yourself some credibility, right? And they say, okay, let's give it a shot. Because they're really not out much either in a relative sense, and that they have to provide some gowns and there's some time involved as well. But they're kind of in the same boat, whereas there's not a lot of risk in that they don't have to do much, but the potential for gain is really high for them no matter what, because then they're going to have all that content.
Yep. Which this day and age,
or for
social
their
media,
website, or social media, or what have you. But you're also, if I'm not mistaken, when you're soliciting the models, right? Mm-hmm. So you're also getting models to come in, and I'm assuming local people to come in to model for you, and then they're getting to experience what you have to offer as a photographer. Is that something that you consider, or do you think about that?
Yeah, and we've done this different ways. We've worked with businesses who have provided some of the models, or maybe it's employees' kids, and that builds a relationship that way. We've also used it as a way to benefit our clients, where we've said, hey, basically like we're doing this model casting call, and we're doing these shoots where, my clients, a handful of them, are going to be photographed, for free, and they'll have access to, some of these images, and they're super excited because they're the models, for whatever the store or whoever it is you're working with. I mean, you could take this in any direction. We've done this with a veterinary office for, when we were promoting our
the
dog
pets.
portraits,
Yep.
pet portraits. I already mentioned a florist. You've got the bridal gown company. I've had the most luck probably with home stores. So like cool, like local individually owned, stores selling unique furniture and artwork and, items and gifts and things. Actually having some of our work in there for sale.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this conversation presented by White House Custom Color on YouTube. Be sure to check out our other content and click that subscribe button right there. Right. Right there. It's there somewhere.